Hi, this is Carol. It is not even 6 in the morning. Never used to be a morning person, and now my world shifted. It actually shifted let's say a few years ago. Anyway, let me start off with saying I believe today is a friend's birthday, and I want to say happy birthday to him. He's no longer in my life, and his birthday still matters to me, so I just want to say that he'll know who he is if he sees this. Now, we are choosing life, or we are choosing status quo, mediocrity at any minute. In any minute that we're living, we are choosing that. And that is so interesting when you really think about it, especially with the journey I've been going through with all these death sentences over my head. The current diagnosis is there's something wrong with my brain, and I'm beginning to wonder if I haven't had problems like this my whole life, because now it's starting to hit me. All the trauma I went through as a kid is showing up in my brain, and that I don't know what to say. It's just interesting that this is happening now, right now, because I'm writing so many books about healing, and these books about healing, if you believe in God, some of them are revealing things that somebody doesn't want me to reveal. So I believe that we can be attacked if we're doing stuff that's on the enemy's radar. And what I'm doing is innovative, new, it's pioneer, it's, I don't know what you want to call it. I know that it's not me, of course. It's me partnering with God, but I don't think anything that I am currently being downloaded and have been downloaded the last 4.5 months has anything to do with me. I think God just uses me as a vessel and always has. And however you figure this out for your own belief system, I could use these same words in almost every genre, not these same words, but different words, and they'd still be so similar. So whether or not it's my vision or God's vision through me or Buddha's vision or whatever, that's not for me to say. I know my wheelhouse, my street, as long as we can agree that we can have different belief systems and still accept each other, I am great, because I will not judge you. I just can't. There's no point. So this brain problem, I honestly thought when I finished my really busy work week, which was late last night, I would just wake up bawling. And you know what? The warrior came out in me instead. And I think you can see that. I needed a little time. Now, I got this news on Monday, and today is Friday, and I've been working all week and pacing myself. And I did have that one really night of processing and a few, just moments of telling my head to shut up and to stay focused on the moment. So I kept hearing thoughts in my head, like, that were really Debbie Downers. And I either tell those thoughts to go away, or I live in that shame and that belief that there's no hope. And I can't do that. I can't do that. So I have 3 kids. At the very least, I'm going to fight for my kids because they can't go through the trauma that I went through. So hands down, I'm going to put on my battle gear and I'm going to fight for my kids. And I'm also fighting for the vision of my life, which I feel I'm called to. And that's why when my coach, Joe, had me, she said, you need to go to a branding specialist, and it's time for all that. I'm like, no, wait a minute. No, I got this. This is who I am. She gave me a site to kind of get clear about what my wording was. But other than that, I'm a designer. What the heck? I'm a designer. And I get it now. I have been doing this intuitively my whole life. I just didn't call it that. So when Joe gives me homework, and she gives me homework, something like this that I love. So when I got to pick the covers of my books, whenever I get to pick out the design of something, I am hands down happy. I'm hands down when I do my singing. I'm hands down when I'm doing my cooking. I'm hands down when I'm doing my writing. All of these places, I am so happy to create. And I lived under the lie I wasn't a creative being. But all humanity is. So, oh my gosh. I mean, what was I thinking? So, yes, there is currently, I'm in process with this this current brain thing. There's no diagnosis. I haven't seen a doctor. I don't have a doctor's appointment, not because I haven't tried. So the brain scan was Saturday. My doctor informed me Monday night. So today's Friday. So my insurance was all messed up. My doctor's office was saying, you really can't push that along. And I'm like, watch me. And I did. And it got done within, 15 hours or so. And I confirmed that yesterday. And I called my doctor and said, that's done. What do you need now? And they said they need to do a referral. Well, they're very on the ball people. So I'm going to check on that today, because this is my health and this is my life. And I'm the only one that can fight for me, right? So if I don't advocate, who does? So that the next step is to get a doctor's appointment during the time I have time. And so I'm going to try to do that pretty quickly, because I need to know what I'm going to fight. And I need to know, how do I say this? I have to look at out of the box solutions. I can't imagine me doing brain surgery. I can't rule out anything at this point, because if my goal is to be here for my kids, that may be possible. But I'm not really big into cutting things out. I think that is the United States and the way they do medicine. And it's, it's not my heart anymore. This is my heart. So here's my probiotics that I'm going to become an affiliate with. And I also sell Emulin, this stuff, and Climax. They are some of the things that have been getting me through. Me not taking pain pills, me not taking anything. I got my watermelon water here, so that I can start beefing up with the nutrients that are in there, my potassium, all those things. I just took my vitamins. Self-care, when you've gone through trauma, it's not like you learn self-care. And I'm realizing this, that if this brain thing goes back all the way to my childhood and the things that happened to me, self-care equaled trauma to me, because I went to a dentist and he did something bad to me when I was a little girl. And so I didn't want to go to a dentist. And now I'm realizing how much that has affected me throughout my life. My kids pointed out I didn't push that with them. So I just started pushing and pushing and pushing, getting into the dentist, making sure that their self-care was taken care of. I didn't do it because I was so traumatized. So I always asked them to knock me out. So this is all my childhood trauma. And I'm not a child anymore. I'm an adult. I'm a warrior. And whatever they tell me, if I don't stay in a positive mindset, I will not be choosing life. So I have to stay in a positive mindset. And any words that tell me that this is not gonna, that I'm gonna die, that this is, it's okay to die, it's all of those things. I cannot embrace those things and choose to live at the same time. So those are mutually exclusive. I can't do those both at the same time. So with that, I am embracing life. And part of that is designing this logo that I finally got clear in the last week and a half, really, really who I am. I want you to know that coaching is like the most amazing thing. So I've had several coaches in the last year or so, year and a half, that have walked me down the path. John Clark was the one that started with me. And don't make me cry. I love John. I love John. He supported me in the beginning stages of this process. And then I moved over to Joe. And Joe has helped me to hone into who I serve and why I serve them and what my calling is. So when she said it's time to relaunch your website, and if you're going to do that, I really need you to see a branding specialist, I'm like, no, I don't need to see a branding specialist. All I need is my words. And we've spent the last 10 months, I don't know, 10 months maybe, working on these words. I know who I am. Now, it's been a process, and that's what she's done with me, and that's why she's friggin' awesome, and so is John. And each of them have been so important on every step of this journey for me. However, at this point, Joe is launching me to this place. And there's a lot I know that I've learned through her that is now intuitive in my soul, that now I get to use my talents and put them to good use for me, not just for you, but for me. I know how to brand. I know how to design. I just didn't know these things about myself. This is the Johari's window. It's coming up. It's bubbling up. It's all bubbling up. And it's like, wow, you don't know those areas until you have a chance to look at them. And that is by these questions and by being triggered and by whatever. So being triggered by hearing this death sentence, that has been an opportunity. And that's what I learned in transformational training. Everything is an opportunity. And I can look at it as a victim. I can look at it as everything. I went through a lot of stuff as a child that no child should ever go through. And yet I survived that. I thrived through that. And Nancy's on here. It just reminded me that a friend of mine, Lisa Marie, who is in the bariatric world, she is launching my books as a book study under her website, and she's going to do both my books, so she can really hone in on the whys that we have addiction, and in this case it's addiction for food, and see my journey, and then they can walk through their journey at the same time. So thousands of people are getting the opportunity to go along with Lisa Marie, her success website. Nancy, I'm not sure if you're aware of that. And so that I got yesterday. It was all over, blown up on my page, on top of the designing. And I'm thinking, God, you guys must think I'm nuts. Like they're telling me I'm dying at the same time I'm designing. And yet, no, I choose life. And that's me embracing life. And if I don't embrace life, then I could give up. Your will can choose whether you give up or not. And my will has to remain positive. And thus, you're seeing the warrior. You've seen her before. I was able to go through that battle. I'm going to go through more battles in my life, as we all do as humans. But right now, I just stayed today. Today is Friday. That's it. Today's Friday. Friday is an exquisite day. I got to tell you, I have accomplished more since they took out these teeth and that particular infection the poisons have been leaving my body. I've accomplished more in this time than I have in a while. And I've hired many people. I'm writing their many bios. I'm helping them to get to know themselves. I'm doing what Joe taught me to do. I'm doing it with all my staff. One by one, I'm walking them through the steps to understand who they serve as therapists so that they can get clear on that, and then they have more to offer their clients. And I get to supervise all this, guys, because I believed in my dream, and I'm taking leaps of faith. And the message, the money will come back. The money's coming back. It is coming back. I can see, I mean, considering I've only really been back a few weeks, I would say within 6 months, I think I will be back where I was before this whole battle started, and moving way, way beyond. And I vision building a new building, and I vision amazing things. And I don't think those visions are my visions. I just think that they're being imparted to me. And I'm just looking at, like, when I do my makeup and everything in the morning, I kind of think through what I'm going to say. So here's what I need you to do. Can you vote? Can you vote for what designer that you feel like the words and the design are matching? If you could do that, that would help me so much, because your feedback helps me to know if I'm on the right track. Now, not everybody's going to agree. I got Larry on there telling me everything looks like the worst thing he's ever seen. And he's a designer. He's a landscape designer. But for my vision, we're getting there. And I will spend the next 3 days working with those designers. Those are not the final designs. That is just a piece of the work that I know that I can tweak and get to where I need to go. I can do all my book covers. I know what I'm doing. I just didn't know I knew what I was doing. So with that said, have a great day. Please choose life. Please choose life. Don't quit. Don't listen to those words in your head. They're in everybody's heads. This is humanity's head. This is not just my head. This is humanity's head. And that takes us down the shame. We're bad. We're wrong. We did that wrong. How about we did that right? Or we did the best we could in the moment. Or however. I am inspiring you to be an inspiration. That's it. Let me light my flame and give it to you so you can light your flame, so somebody else can get it, so we can take this world and light it on fire. Humanity has to do this together. We have to do this together. Do you understand? I'm just one person. I don't get paid for this. I don't care. This is my calling, and this is for healing for humanity. But we all have to work together. And with that said, have a great day, and God bless you. Bye.